Brooklyn Nine-Nine Sundays on Fox at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The show was recently picked up for Season 3, one of the stars of that program, as well as the upcoming Pitch Perfect 2 movie that's opening up on May 15th. Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. One Joe Truglio.
Good to see you again, man. Thanks for having me.
I reached out to you, and the Mets were in the middle of their 11-game win streak.
Wasn't that fun when that lasted?
And I said, I need you on the show. You're like, let's figure it out. We figure out a time. As soon as you said yes, they lost 7 of 10.
I cannot blame this on you, Rich. I cannot blame my acceptance to come on the show on the Mets losing their streak.
Although they are still 18-10, the only team in the National League East above 500, 4-game lead with Matt Harvey going on the mound tonight.
Beautiful. You know, it's tough being a Mets fan. This always happens. The beginning of the season, they start out strong.
Yes.
They're always tough. And then, you know, in August or September, I'd love to come back and say that we're in contention.
Okay.
Maybe when Syndergaard is on the mound and he's helping us.
Oh, so you're dropping prospects' names right here?
Yeah.
You like it? Because wasn't he the one that was having lunch during spring training, during a game, and Bobby Parnell, like, threw his lunch in the garbage? You hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Breaking news to you, although that's not breaking news. That's old news. Brockman, would you care to break news to Joe Truglio about the New York Mets?
Yeah, your star third baseman, David Wright, already on the disabled list right now with hamstring issues. He has been shut down from all baseball activities with lower back pain.
Wright is so wrong.
Oh, very good. I like your reaction there, Joe.
Oh, David.
That's the sort of trapdoor that you Met fans look for. Right
yeah,
there.
well, see, that's why, I'm obviously incredibly disappointed, but not surprised. Like, this is the kind of luck that we have sometimes.
Although Wright did go down in the middle of that 11-game win streak, and you kept winning.
And we were okay,
right.
Yeah. You know, Duda was doing great, Lagares was doing great. You know, we'll see. I think I wish Flores had a little bit of a better glove. Mm-hmm. But we'll have to find the offense. We have the pitchers.
Harvey is so good.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see there's a presence about him. Ron Darling said there was like a Namath, like he owns New York and he strides to the mound like the Dark Knight that his nickname says. And
he's not afraid.
Yeah.
He just he attacks those batters, and it's also great to see the year that he's starting out with after that surgery. It's always you're guessing whether or not he's going to come back strong.
Joe Truglio here on the Rich Eisen Show. What do you think of your Jets draft? What do you think of the Jets draft?
Well, look, I think arguably we got one of the best players in the draft. I mean, but the question, what happens to Mo? I mean, Wilkerson, do we still keep him now? Do we,
Yeah, man. I mean, you know how to, like, for instance, you saw how the Giants got Brady in those Super Bowls with 4 sets of hands in the dirt and go hunt him.
Yeah.
You know, just keep adding your defensive line, I guess, is the way that's probably the approach they're going to take.
I was happy to see them get Leonard Williams. I was surprised to see that he fell as far as he did.
Yeah, all the way to 6.
Yeah.
And he's got that lid, perfect for New York right there.
Yeah,
what do you think of Bryce Petty being drafted? Do you think that he's a possibility to get you excited, or?
I'm gonna confess. Bryce Petty.
Bryce Petty of Baylor, 3rd-round choice. He could be your guy moving forward. It was a 4th-round choice, actually.
Oh, wow,
or Gino. What's your stance on Gino right now?
I think Gino's going to have to prove himself that he could beat Fitzpatrick, I think, in camp.
Yeah.
I think that's the first thing. But you know, I think I like Ivory and I like Shane Vereen. You know,
as you should.
We'll take him. I think we have the pieces there to compete. We're in the game with that defense.
Will Vereen be able to run the ball as effectively with a football in his hands in his home games with the proper level of PSI?
Well, the bigger problem facing Shane Vereen is Eli Manning.
That is a factor, though, because Ben Jarvis Green Ellis in Cincinnati had a lot of fumbles.
After not having any in New England.
Yeah.
You guys are insane.
Joseph, you have the floor on this subject.
Look, as a Jet fan, I'd be a liar to say I'm not enjoying seeing the Patriots put through the ringer. That being said, deflated footballs don't win Super Bowls, and they're also not the first team that I think bent or broke the rules to get an advantage in the game. That's a very cynical statement, and I think it says something to what Kurt Warner was saying about the spirit of competition and the winning at all costs, which is sad for the game, because I think the people that don't like sports are like, oh, well, see, they're cheaters, and it's just a game, and they're right. It is just a game, but it's the effort that you put into the game that really is why people that like sports, at least for me, like sports. if you are, Spygate, if you've been caught once, I would think as a leader of that ship, you say, look, they think that we won or we're winning because we cheat. So this is never going to happen again. And we're going to be on top of it, and we're going to make sure we play by the rules for the rest of the way and prove to them the great team that we are, because they are a great team.
Yeah, and the fact that they did go all that time without winning Super Bowls, everyone is saying, well, they're not videotaping anybody anymore. But apparently they were tampering with footballs. So nobody really can put these 2 and 2 together to say it absolutely manifests itself in a final score and over a 16-game season.
Correct.
But rules are rules. I mean, that's what everybody, you know what? I don't think it really means much, but rules are rules. But this report doesn't really say they're caught red-handed. There's a lot on the plate right now. A
lot on the plate. I think you just have to be extra careful once that happens. I mean, you have to make sure you have to be on top of everything that's going on from the top down.
Right, because Geno Smith, maybe they should take air out of his football and just let him go, right?
Please
take air out of the football.
Do something.
Instead of air out of the stadium.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Joe Truglio is here on the Rich Eisen Show. We're back with more Brooklyn Nine-Nine. 2 episodes left in season 2, and Pitch Perfect. We've got 4 of your colleagues from that show coming in here.
They were fantastic. And by the way, they sing in the show. I know you're going out, but they sing in the movie, and it's their voices.
Is that right? Is that right?
Correct.
Joe Truglio is here on the Rich Eisen Show, and when we come back, we will talk about singing and the singing performance that he was personally witness to that has lived on forever on the Rich Eisen Show.
Not right.
Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. We are here with Joe Truglio here on the Rich Eisen Show. Man, oh man, this just crossed this piece. You're here for all this sorts of breaking news.
It's fantastic.
The University of New Hampshire has announced a new course for the fall called Deflategate. It's a 400-level course. Would you like me to read the description of the curriculum? I'm assuming this is for real, because it is on a unh.edu website, right? Is this for real?
Yeah.
I'm not getting pumped here, am I?
Michael McCann is teaching it.
It's got to be fake. There's no chance.
Are you able to look at the other person's
Sports
paper?
Illustrated? He's the...
Michael McCann tweeted out at 8:21 last night, as luck would have it this fall at UNH, I'll be teaching a new course, Deflategate. I'll have some good materials. And then links it to the courses.unh.edu link.
So we had the professor on yesterday, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Of Sports Illustrated, of
correct.
Sports Law. This course is not about deflated footballs. Instead, it's about the interplay between those footballs, along with numerous other sports things and the legal, regulatory, and journalistic systems governing sports. The course concludes with an applications to methodologies in law and journalism to Deflategate.
Huh. Are you able to look at your neighbor's paper?
That's...
You're
allowed to cheat?
Are you allowed to cheat on the test? Because that's a fantastic course.
It is, in fact, encouraged.
Yeah, encouraged.
Yes, nay.
Whatever creative way you can do it, the higher the point score.
Actually encouraged. It's a 1-day-a-week course that runs from 5:10 p.m. through 8 p.m., so pack a dinner.
Or whenever you want to show up.
Eat light. Eat light. Wow.
5 to 7.
Holy smokes.
Oh, my gosh.
Unbelievable.
This is not going away, huh?
Joe Truglio here on the Rich Eisen Show. What do you think of A-Rod, man? America's sweetheart.
Well, talking about people that get help.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
Do we have the home run call? Do we have that?
No, our system's locked up right currently. We don't have it as of yet, but we're efforting it.
Do we have... Mike Del Tufo is giving me the hold on a minute sign.
The classic sign.
Okay. Here we go. This is A-Rod from last night.
A swing and a drive! Get the...
Going yard.
High fly ball, deep left center. There it goes. See ya! Home run number 661 for Alex Rodriguez. That breaks the tie with Willie Mays, and it breaks the tie with the Orioles as the Yankees lead 3-2. Alex now stands alone in 4th place on baseball's all-time home run list.
Going yard.
There's A-Rod, 661, man. What do you think?
Good. Do I think he holds it up for the year, or do I think he did it?
Either way.
Well,
what do you want? What do you want to go with this one?
I think there's going to be some regression, but I think he's clean. I think,
He'd have to be, right? As a whistle?
Yeah.
Of anybody, they'd
whistle.
have to be testing.
He is the cleanest person. He's cleaner than Mr. Clean.
One must assume.
Yeah.
But as a Met fan, seeing him do what he's doing, there's a little resentment, right?
A
There's
little bit,
resentment.
you know, a touch. You know, I'm not a Yankee hater. I'm not a Yankee hater.
You're not.
I'm not a Yankee hater.
I thought that has to be. Every Met fan I know has that in them.
No, all Yankees are Met haters, but you know, some Met fans.
Right.
Maybe I'm the only one. I'm not a Yankee hater. I just want to see them, you know, lose when they play us.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
You know,
SportsCenter put up an interesting stat today that A-Rod's bat speed from 2013 to this year has gone up like 7 miles per hour, and the distance on his home run is about 25. On his home run averages is about 25 feet further.
That's what happens when you get off the gummies, or whatever the heck he was taking.
I think gummies.
Is that what he was? I don't
think
know what the
rigged
hell.
gummies.
Whatever he was calling in his texts, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
And now comes the whole thing about, do the Yankees pay him? And that's all I've said, because before the season, you know, Mr. Red Sox over there,
Right,
you
sure.
know, was basically trolling on me. Here comes Alex Rodriguez. Get ready for it.
Well, yeah.
And I said, you know what? I don't care about him, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he started hitting home runs.
And now you care
Now he's
again.
America's sweetheart.
Sure.
But all I want to say is just keep hitting, A-Rod. I don't want to hear your complaining. I don't want to hear you complaining about being paid. I don't want to hear from a lawyer, even remotely associated to your camp. I don't want to hear any of the stuff that happened 2 years ago that sent everything into a tailspin.
Right.
Everybody keep quiet. My son doesn't want to wear your hat, doesn't want to wear your jersey. I want to see you hit home runs.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't want this derailed. This is America's sweetheart, and he's rolling. I don't want any of this stuff.
Stay sweet, sweetheart.
Stay sweet,
Come on.
sweetheart.
Please don't disappoint children.
Joe Truglio here on the Rich Eisen Show. Pitch Perfect 2, you're in that film as well. Funny movie, the previous one. Tell me about this next one.
This is great. I come back as part of the Tone Hangers, which is an a cappella group that are kind of over the hill, and there's this big kind of showdown, this underground.
What's it? They're called the Tone Hangers?
The Tone Hangers.
Okay.
And we have Reggie Watts and John Hodgman and Adam Devine, a great group of guys, and we're kind of hanging out with people that are younger than we are.
Yeah.
And we're in this kind of competition, like this sing-off, basically, in this underground club.
Yeah.
And the Green Bay Packers are one of the a cappella groups, the offensive line of the Green Bay Packers, I should say.
And Clay Matthews, too,
And
right?
Clay is there as well, and they all did a fantastic job. We all sang our own songs, recorded before we shot, and then replayed on set, and they killed it. And they've got voices.
T.J. Lang, David Bakhtiari, Josh Sitton, and Don Barkley, they're going to come in hour number 3 here.
I got it.
So they really can sing? They really can sing?
They killed it. There they are.
You would know, because we've sung karaoke with you, and you're really good.
You
and all your buddies.
Thank you.
Like Rudd and Cannavale.
We are relentless.
Ken Marino.
Yes.
Can really sing.
Yeah.
And the reason why I bring this up, I don't know if Law purposely locked up the system before because he knew we were going to go in this direction. But in December, when Cannavale was out here, Bobby Cannavale, the actor, your friend, and fellow fantasy football leaguer with you and Rudd and others, when he sat in on the show, we went out and sang karaoke that very night.
Yes.
And you were in the room when Chris Law perpetrated, this is the only way to use the word, perpetrated this monstrosity. Now,
that's a high C that you were hitting? It was
a middle.
You kind of nailed it.
I kind of nailed it.
That was pretty spot on.
If
for the
anything
high
was
C.
perpetrated that night, it was my trust in you two.
The guy from
filming me on karaoke.
Says the guy who takes pictures and tweets them out of everything anyone does.
Yeah, including you being asleep on a plane.
Yeah.
Now, that said, hold on a minute. Who better to ask than you? 2 questions. One, is that a breach of man or friend karaoke etiquette to secretly record a screeching rendition of a Creedence Clearwater classic?
It is.
And then go and disseminate it nationally.
Absolutely.
It is a break in the man code?
Absolutely. That's a cone of silence, a code of terrible silence in that karaoke room that shouldn't be.
It's like Vegas? It's like Vegas?
A little bit. What happens in there stays
Is that
in there.
right?
What you hear in there shall remain in your head and only your head. And please don't let anyone hear it.
Oh,
because
no.
it's about commitment, really. None of us can sing.
I was doing
really.
mic flips. I mean, come on. Yeah.
You tried to sing Africa, and it was an abomination.
Oh, yeah, that was an abomination.
Yeah, Toto.
The guy from the darkness would have been proud, though. The guy that's really getting up there.
And then those.
Yeah, he would have loved it.
But now, the second question, the follow-up.
Yeah.
Now that the cat is, unfortunately for Law, out of the bag,
right.
What did you think when it did sound like he was strangling a cat?
I have the Toto too, Rich.
I made a couple calls to the ASPCA. Sure. I put a couple calls in.
Here's what really sucks. You are great at karaoke.
Yes.
Cannavale's very good. Your wife was there. She's good.
She kills it.
You're
yeah.
good, Rich, too. Brockman, you're all right. You sing like songs where people talk, so you don't really have to sing.
Yeah,
so
because I know where my
That's
zone
smart.
is.
Know your limits.
But
Yeah, he
here's
knows
the
the lane.
move. That's the move I got to adapt because I
Yeah.
do
Stay in
kinda
your
like
lane.
that.
Know your lane.
You do Johnny Cash, a man comes around. That's a nice talking song, nice and deep. You're going to be safe.
Yeah.
You're going to be safe. But you're not a risk taker like you are, Chris.
But I love Fogerty. I love CCR.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just has to come out.
Another hard one to attempt. Another very hard one to attempt.
Don't go Toto. Don't go Toto. It's
Toto's
basically your.
very difficult. Very difficult.
When in doubt, do not go Toto.
No Toto. No Toto. Toto, you are not in Kansas anymore. Kansas is a better choice.
I like that.
Joseph, you are the man. Thank you for stopping by here. Please come back
Always
anytime.
a pleasure.
Good luck to your
Anytime.
Mets. Good luck again. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, final two episodes of season 2. The next couple Sundays on Fox at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Then Pitch Perfect 2.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing that.
Thanks for having me, guys.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.